Good morning, Burnsville High School, and welcome to our session on the flipped classroom and our experiences with the flipped classroom. I wanted to just do a quick screencast to show you kind of the process of what it looks like to do a recording for my class, and at the same time talk to you about this infographic that is here about the flipped classroom. So usually when I'm doing a video, I will go full screen with whatever I'm doing, whether it be an image or a PowerPoint type presentation. So here we go. This is an infographic that I cleverly Googled, flipped classroom infographic. I've seen it before a couple times on Twitter and such, and it basically just tells kind of the story of where the flipped classroom came from and the ideas behind it. So what is the flipped classroom? First of all, it's an inverted delivery of direct instruction, basically. And this is my take on it. So different versions of flipping have different ways of talking about it. But we are traditionally the sage on the stage, and this is how I grew up in my 26 plus years of Catholic schooling, as I sat and listened dutifully to the teacher as they told us everything they knew, and we wrote it down, and it was great. And this flips it so that we are, as teachers, are the guide on the side. So the direct instruction isn't happening within the four walls of the classroom. It's happening after school or at home via the internet. So a little bit closer here. It came from, I'm trying to just kind of straighten this out and make it a little bit bigger. There we go. So students will ultimately watch lectures at home at their own pace, and then communicating with peers and teachers via online discussion. I have not engaged in that piece of it yet. We're trying to not bite off more than we can chew before we dive into this whole flipped classroom thing. Concept engagement takes place in the classroom with the help of the instructor. So looking at it theoretically, the classroom flip uses educational technology and provides opportunity for learning through activity, and which also influences the learning environment. So a lot of the concepts they'll get at home, much like they would if they had done the chapter reading the night before, but we all know how often they do that. And then they come to the classroom and are able to engage in activities right away that would happen in the classroom, or that might not have happened in the classroom before. So how it came to be, two guys in Colorado, Jonathan Bergman and Aaron Sams, discovered software to record PowerPoint presentations. And then if you were sick, you can see his little green face here. So he's sick. So you can, if you missed class or if you were on some band field trip, you could engage in the lecture online. Then they were asked to speak about it, and it kind of ballooned, kind of coupled with the idea of the Khan Academy, which we'll talk about as well. What's driving it? Poor learning outcomes, and these are statistics that were taken from Bergman and Sams, so take their validity for what it's worth. But what I think is more important is this idea of the prevalence of online video. It's been a real shift for me to start thinking the way that students think, and so I think online videos is one of those avenues with which we can engage the students more actively in the content. And we'll talk about that. Our live selves, we'll talk about that. What it looks like. This is one version of it, is Clintondale High School near Detroit, and they have incorporated the flipped classroom across their entire school. So teachers were expected to create 3 videos a week. And this is not the way that we're moving, but this is just one framework for it. Everybody's kind of brought their own twist to it to make it work in their classroom in other concepts, but there are some expectations that were set for this particular school. So students receive instant feedback. They don't get as frustrated because if you have a problem in class, your peers are right there or your teacher's right there to help you. After they watch the lessons, they write down questions, and so if you have questions about it, they'll come to you individually. Sometimes I give a quiz on what's on the video to make sure that they're actually watching them. And then the teachers are there to support the students in class. So I think this is an important quote here. It's about changing instructional models so that students can receive more instructional support in the classroom from the experts that Clintondale has on staff or that any school has on staff. And as I just read that quote, I remember that some of the feedback that I got from my students is that I talk really fast when I'm on these videos. So if I'm going super fast, it's okay because you can stop me and rewind me and listen to me again. That's great. Anyways, the results, and again, these statistics are taken from Clintondale High School, and I don't know much more about the pilot program other than the whole school was expected to participate in the flipped classroom. So before the flip, 50% of English freshmen failed English, 44% failed math, 736 discipline cases, After the flip, 19% of freshmen failed English, 13% of freshmen failed math, 249 discipline cases. So again, you can take the statistics and say whatever you want with it. Chris and I, in a little bit, will present our experiences and some of our data, whether it be anecdotal or numerical, just about our experiences in the classroom. So that was a quick intro to the flip classroom and screencasting. So it's recording my entire screen once again. And the other thing that you can do is you could do a picture-in-picture aspect of it if you wanted to. Chris is probably shaking his head violently right now saying, hell no, I don't want to do that. And that's just something that we chose to not engage in. So at the end, I would stop my recording and upload it to YouTube. So I'll turn it back over to me live.